833-636-1036. If you have our smartphone app, you can text directly from the app. And don't forget that on our app, you can text me directly as well as get the latest weather and traffic in real time. Also, we encourage you to follow our social media pages to keep up with updates and content. You can watch our Facebook content like Salute to Veterans, where we meet and talk with a veteran, a local veteran who served our great country and who's making an impact in our community. We do post short clips from the video interview each week on our social media platforms and then play the entire interview on my show at the end of the month. The Salute to Veterans is sponsored by the Heils Law Firm. What are our social media pages? You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, our News Talk KEYS YouTube page, and don't forget our website, 1440keys.com. In the studio, you never know who might drop by on Open Line Friday, where you can call in right now, invoke your right of caller's choice, talk about pretty much anything you'd like to talk about. It's now or never. But you never know who might stop by. I have in the studio James Maddalone of Kingdom Heirs. Stop by. Good to see you, man.
Bob, it's great to be here.
You are so chipper. What you just show up like with all this energy, and it comes out of your eyes and out of your face. Every time I see you, like, hey,
how we doing?
Another day, come on, right?
Rise and shine. I used to wake up my children with rise and shine, give God the glory, glory, rise and shine.
Soldiers of the cross.
Come on.
Now, listen, just let our listeners know, who is James Maddalone?
It's a good question. So I introduce myself to you. I'm a faith-driven entrepreneur.
Are you talking to them now?
I'm a faith-driven entrepreneur. I'm a kingdom builder. I'm a married man. My wife and I have been married for nearly 24 years. We have 5 children together, 1 grandchild on the way. We just found out it's a grandson, so we're very excited about that. We moved to Corpus 15 years ago from upstate New York. Mm-hmm. And so we've been on a journey really, but I'm a Christian man who lives, as some would say, my faith on my sleeve. So I roll up my sleeves and I take my faith and I put it into action on a regular basis in everything that I do. So it's kind of give you a little bit of
Well, I know that every week you do a thing called Men's Breakfast by the group Kingdom Leaders.
Correct.
And I mean, it is every week, and right? Almost?
We do it
twice a month?
Twice a month.
Okay, you serve breakfast tacos, you have like a worship period.
We do.
You deal with the Word of God, and you say that that's a place for men to grow stronger. Men.
Yes, sir.
In faith, character, and brotherhood. No pressure, no pretending, just real men walking with God together on Saturday morning. And you usually start about 8:30. You have breakfast being served, and you go to different locations. You're not the same place every week, correct? Or are you at the Vessel often?
We're at the Vessel. Yeah, it looks, we live stream it, and it looks like we're at different locations at times. We kind of move around from location at times, but primarily we're at the Vessel. It's for the community at large.
And that's on Waldron Road down in Flower Bluff.
Yes, 3409 Waldron Road. And it's in the Vessel. It's the building in the back of the property.
How long have you been doing this?
A year and a half. Going on a year and a half.
Twice a month.
Twice a month, year and a half.
And what the kind of turnout of men do you get?
It's interesting. Every time we meet, I send out about 200 invitations. All I do is I go through my phone of people that I've interacted with, I've done business with, and I send the invite out to men.
But you also get a list of people who come by. Now they go into the database.
We keep that list as well. But primarily my point is that I'm just inviting people that I've interacted with, that I've saved their contact in my phone. So so we wind up having typically 20 to 30 guys show up from 10 different churches. We've had as many people from just all over the place. So it's not a single place of worship that we're trying to draw men from. We're trying to draw people from Corpus Christi, and spending time to teach them on what it means to be a godly husband, godly father, godly leader in their marketplace, in their community.
How to be men. I raised my grandson. He would say, Poppy, why are you doing so and so? And I would have him hold the drill, and I said, because we men.
That's what we do.
He said, why you get up and go every morning to go out to work? I said, go out to work to get money to pay the. I said, because we men.
Come on.
I always told him, because we men.
That's what
we do what we do.
We have the privilege.
Because we are men.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
About years ago, my wife and I, we had 3 children under the age of 2. We started off with twins back in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at the store buying food, diapers, and groceries, things that we needed as a young, growing family. And I was in my mid-20s at this time. I got married when I was 20 years old. We've been, like I said, married nearly 24 years now. And so there was a man standing behind me, and he said, he looked at all the food and the diapers, and he says, man, boy, I feel sorry for you. And I looked at that man square in the eyes, and he said it to me in front of my children, who didn't understand what he said, but I surely heard. I said, you feel sorry for me because I'm providing for my family? What kind of man are you?
Did he say something?
Well, no, he was just like, he didn't know what to say. But, some people, they open their mouth and they speak, and it's just garbage that flows out.
Out of the abundance of the heart.
Yeah, it's just trash. So there's just little things that I've picked up along the way. What a privilege it is. A privilege it is to be able to provide for our family.
Oh yeah. The whole bottom line is we are what we are.
Yes.
And what we are by the grace of God. And so when I'm looking at your breakfast, and I'm not here just to talk about the breakfast,
No,
because I'm here to give you space and time.
I appreciate it.
To talk to our listening audience. You say no pressure, no pretending. So what kind of program do you have if a man goes there?
Yeah. So ideally, what happens typically, it's happened past year and a half. We gather, we have home cooked breakfast tacos, and we serve. We gather, and really we open up with an icebreaker. So there's time for an icebreaker, just to get people kind of comfortable and flowing. Again, it's not a bunch of church people per se. We've had guys from different groups coming, different fellowships, but really we're just appealing to men that are hungry for God. And there's a lot of people out there that may not be necessarily a part of a fellowship, and they can be, but it's just not part of their routine.
And they haven't been asked.
I heard this thing recently that I think it's 40% of people would attend a church type meeting if they were just asked. And did you know that most people won't ask for fear of rejection?
When I was a kid, we were home. My parents weren't really church-going people. They always sent us to a Sunday school in a local church.
Of course.
But now we were basically home. We had moved into this Jewish neighborhood. Mm-hmm. We were kids. We were the first black family to move into this neighborhood.
Moving on up.
But around the corner, there were 2 synagogues. One a big temple, looked like an igloo, and the other one was smaller, more reform. I mean, more before. I don't know. But there was 2. And then on another corner, there was a church that had been purchased by a black Pentecostal or apostolic congregation. Mm-hmm. We were home. These people were going up and down the street, knocking on the door, inviting parents to let their kids come to Sunday school.
That's right.
So my parents sent us.
Yes.
And we used to go, and then later on, instead of coming back, we asked if we could stay for the morning. And then after we stayed for the morning, the pastor came and told them that he would take care of us because they fixed a meal in the basement in the dining room.
Yes.
And told us that if we stay, he'd take care of us and feed. And then we wound up one day. My mom came to see why we liked being there so much. and then sooner or later, my dad came by.
Now that changed everything.
But it started with us kids.
That's
somebody asking, can you send your kids? But a lot of people don't trust people today.
Of course not. Right. The only way you get to earn trust is it's that position.
But it was a different time. There wasn't, you didn't hear about predators and
it's true.
And church people committing sexual offenses and stuff.
Yeah.
So
and what you're talking about there is you're talking about the depravity of man's soul. You're talking about where people are at. All of us are wretched people if we're left to ourselves, truly. And so when we meet, we gather. We share songs of worship and praise, and then we go right into a devotional everybody has an opportunity to share something that's on their heart that they want to share with the group. Every week they get a chance to, every time we meet, we have someone choose. They can share a testimony, they can share something they're going through, something that God's revealing to them, and that's about 15 minutes, and then I usually will come in and share a 30-minute faith-building message to encourage them. It's a very life application. What does it mean to be a disciple of Jesus Christ? What does it mean? How do you really overcome temptation and trials that men deal with? And then we close out and we break off into groups, and so circle groups, and everybody gets a chance to go around and just share what they're going through in life, and then we take time to pray with them at the end. And so we're just giving a voice for men. Men need a voice. They need a safe place where they can have a voice.
That's true.
They need a voice with other men, and these are successful men. Guys who are doing very well in business,
especially when
community.
they learn and they see that they're not unique and they're not alone, and that all of this is common to all of us.
That's exactly right. The enemy wants us to think that it's only you, it's only me that struggle with this, whatever it may be, right? Mm-hmm. And that is not the case. And as soon as you gather men together, there's strength there. And now you have brothers that are willing to come alongside of you and encourage you through, to pray with you, to help you physically.
But more important, to say that I was weak.
Yes.
But now I'm strong.
Yes. And that's,
I was lost.
But now I'm found.
And this is what my life was like. And these are decisions that I made that were bad decisions. And
yes.
This is where I messed up here. And others say, wow, man, I'm going through the same thing, or I've been through the same thing.
Exactly right. Every one of us need to know that there's others that have been where we're at, and that we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, that we can get to where we're trying to go.
And we'll continue with, you never know who might stop by. James Maddalone is here. This portion is being brought to you by Bobcat of Corpus Christi. It's their year-end sale right now, which is your chance to grab the toughest, hardest working equipment in Texas with prices that will not last. Bobcat's lineup of equipment keeps growing so that no task is beyond your ability. Loaders, excavators, tractors, all built to work and priced to move. And don't forget Section 179. If you act now, you could write off the full purchase price of new equipment before December 31st. So the clock is ticking. These deals won't wait, and neither should you. Visit Bobcat of Corpus Christi today at 765 Diamond Cut Drive. They're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Or check them out online at 24/7 at bobcatcce.com. Make your place a place where one tough animal goes to play. Bobcat of Corpus Christi. Tell them it was Bob that told us about y'all. We'll be back.
This is the, just give you like a little overview. It's like all the things I got going on in my life. Hey, how are you, sister?
Fine, how you doing? Don't get up, don't get up.
I'm a gentleman, I get up.
Okay.
Oh, Lord, here we go now. Well, you can join in if you want. Because he's recording everybody. You coming all in, crashing.
I love it. This is live.
That's right.
So where do you want to go?
We can go to any one of those topics.
Well, you pick.
Yeah, I will.
You
I'm
pick
just,
what
I'm just,
you
let,
want
I'm
to
just
talk
letting you know we got stuff going on.
Yeah.
That I was just in Pakistan this morning, virtually.
Virtually, yeah, you might have to tell them one day.
Yeah, I will. I'll tell them. We'll just kind of roll into what I do, what I got going on.
Yeah, her official segment is really not until 9.
Yeah, I'm just barging in.
Come on. After you said that you made that whole come on comment to me, now I realize I do say it a lot. So thanks for bringing it to my attention. Now it's irritating me. I point that stuff out to people all the time.
Yeah.
If I'm around them a lot, I always pick up on their nuances.
Well, the thing is, there's a brother in Georgia.
That's what you're telling me.
His wife just passed.
Yes.
Humphreys.
Humphreys. And when he's preaching, he said, come on.
Come on.
Come on, come on. And then somebody will break and run.
That's it, baby. Yeah.
He said, come on.
Yeah, I'm coming. I love it.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I got to remember to do this. So I'm gonna do the Mannheim Steamroller digital download. You said at 9 o'clock, right? In the 9 o'clock hour. Well, since Gloria is here, I might take it a little longer. Depends. All right. Live radio.
That's right. We're doing it.
With all the warts, the flaws, the
That's
mistakes.
it, baby. Come on. That's what people really want to see. That's what they want to see. Yeah, we've grown our channel to 65,000 people, subscribers.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. We started it a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago.
To God be the glory.
Yeah. And there's a lot of kingdom connections that have been made. That's what's been really great is
That's what it's
you
all
meet
about,
so
right?
many new people from all over the world. It's just really amazing. You know, the fellowship of the Holy Spirit is a real thing.
That's true.
It's just like, boom.
Hey, he adds into the body as he will.
Yes, he does. Yeah. For those of you who are curious, we're on a commercial break. This is how radio works.
Yeah, you can talk out loud.
He video and everything too.
He's sending it
Hello.
over his YouTube channel.
Oh,
I'm doing it.
oh.
Say hello, Gloria.
Hello.
Hello, Bob. Woo! The Joneses are in the house. They're doing all their paperwork right now. Getting themselves caught up, prepared. I made sure Bob had his hat on today. Oh, he looks very, very presentable. They do a 3-minute commercial break? Yeah.
No. 882-539-7882 keys. Open line Friday continues here on the Bob Jones Show. I'm speaking with James Maddalone of Kingdom Heirs. Gloria Jean has arrived on the scene. Good morning, Gloria Jean.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is a good morning.
It is.
Good to be here, right?
Every day is a good day.
All right.
When you're 6 feet above.
That's right.
Jerome Bradford, he's since passed on. You just say, how you doing? He say, every day above ground is a good day.
That's right.
And I said, right, to work out your soul salvation.
With fear and trembling.
To make sure when you leave, you ain't got no problems going.
No regrets.
Yeah, so tell us more about what you're doing and about your program. I know you, I heard you were this morning doing a virtual meeting somewhere.
Yes. This morning I was caught up in Pakistan. We're in Punjab, Pakistan.
Punjab.
It's part of our Kingdom Heirs Foundation. We do compassion projects all around the world as we're invited, as we're led, as doors open. And so we do food, water, shelter, medicines, and then we always include it with the presentation of the good news message that God so loved the world that he sent his one and only Son, so that when whomever shall believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. And so we were invited into Punjab, Pakistan. There's a church ministry there that's been doing work at the brick kilns. And I said, tell me more about that. What does that mean? I said, well, I didn't realize that in Pakistan it's completely legal for Christians and the marginalized to be enslaved if you borrow a debt. So if you take out debt, and typically the ones that lend the money are business owners or brick making factories. There's 17,000 factories in Pakistan, and so a lot of marginalized people, such as the Christians in the nation of Pakistan, it's very hard for them to get work. And so when they take a loan and they're not able to repay the loan, the law says that business owner can enslave the entire family and take them into captivity and to pay off the debt. Now, they pay them $4 a day, and this is for the entire family, and they have to then pay for their food, and they have to pay for their housing that they're given at the factory, and they're not allowed to leave. So children don't go to school. What they do is they make bricks. So But we were invited in. We were allowed to go in, and today we prepared food for all of the workers, which was prepared on site, and then we handed out 100 pairs of new clothing for the holiday season for Christmas to
Which
the
you
children.
guys had shipped over there?
No, we ordered them there in
Okay.
the local city.
Well, it's funny because you mentioned Pakistan. I did 9 days in Karachi. Actually in Karachi.
Yes.
And just the abject living conditions and the conditions of that city of millions.
Yes.
Where lawlessness is rampant. Go to the gas station and they're walking around with AK-47s, the Kalashnikov. They got gun turrets and towers. And,
Yes.
the people, the streets are not paved.
That's right.
Stony, dirty, rocky, and the Christians can't even really get medical care.
Correct.
They got to live in certain sections. They can't even get buried in the cemetery.
That's right.
And many of them were deformed. And one of the biggest things, and I was shocked, people would come up, and I, when I prayed for them, I would ask them, "What do you want from God?"
Yes.
They would say, "I want my wife to have a child,
Wow.
because if my wife doesn't have a child soon, my parents will have her killed."
Yes. Wow.
I'm going like, what? And,
Yeah.
and basically, unless somebody says something formal, the police don't do anything, the government doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
He says, and I really love her, but they want a child, and if she
Yes,
can't
of
bear,
course.
I mean, they were asking for things that people here take for granted.
Completely. Yeah, it's a whole nother way of life that most of us, like we said, we're detached from. I've spent a lot of time in Africa, different parts of Africa. My family, we've lived there at 2 different times, in 2007 and 2009, and doing food, water, shelter, primary, secondary type needs in very, very poor, ravished areas by HIV/AIDS during the AIDS pandemic. And so, that's where we saw the church, the unified church, meeting the needs of the vulnerable people.
Now, while they allow Christianity there, even when I taught, they stood at the doors with weapons
Yes.
to keep somebody from running in. They moved me from a downtown hotel to an outskirts one.
Yes.
And at night after I was finished speaking, the military would escort me back to my hotel.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is. But then there's other Muslim countries that don't allow Christianity at all.
That's correct. So I asked my Pastor Khalil there, I said, what's the laws against Christianity in Pakistan? They said, well, the government's not completely against Christianity, but they are not for it at all. I said, well, that's really interesting. So he goes, it's very, very difficult. There's no proselytizing to anybody of the Islamic faith. I mean, if you spoke out against
Right.
Allah, you would be persecuted and jailed and or killed. So there is, it's very, very difficult to practice
But
their
the
faith
point
and
is,
freedom.
just like in Iraq and other places, Christians was there 500, 600 years before Islam.
Of course, absolutely.
So that's why they're so difficult and so hard, and why some of them
very
allow them
oppressive.
to live, to be there. But now there's a big persecution that has arisen
Yes.
in that area. But like somebody said to me, man, you going there, man, they killing great. I said, look, if I could go to Vietnam with a rifle for a man,
Yeah.
I can certainly go to Islamic Republic of Pakistan with a Bible for God.
That's exactly right.
And I went. And the guy that's supposed to go with me, a pastor from New York, he was a day late. I almost had to have them lower me in a basket over a wall.
That's
man.
right.
We'll be back with more Open Line Friday, 882-5397, 882-KEYS. Don't go away. SRN News is coming up.
All right. Jesus.
Now you can tell the people that we're on a... How long is the break, Will? Will, how long is this break?
So we're going on a break right now, guys.
The news ends at 32. That's 2 minutes.
So there's a 2-minute news break.
Total? Okay, 4 minutes of commercials.
So it's a 6-minute break.
And then, so it's like a 6-minute break.
There's a 6-minute break, guys. Did you know that's what happens on these radio shows? I had no idea.
Hey, but that pays the bills.
This is what pays the bills so we can still be here.
That's
I'm
right.
blessed. We're thankful.
That's right. People actually pay, and that's what keeps you on the air. And we've been on the air over 75 years now.
This station is 75 years?
This station.
How long have you been with the station?
I first came on the air back in 1996 or 97, maybe 96. And
That's almost 20 years. Have you been on 20 years on this station?
except for a 5-year period
Okay.
from 2010 to 2015.
Okay.
And then because they switched format to do sports,
Mm-hmm.
and when a new program director came in and said, nah, everybody's talking, we got to go back to talking. I said, well,
great.
how are we going to pull off? He said, if we can get Bob Jones to come back on air, we can hit the ground running.
That's great.
And that was
You've still been running.
10 years now.
Still running.
It was
Come
10
on,
years.
run for his life.
My second run has been 10 years and counting from August of this year.
How big is the reach? How far do these airwaves go?
It's 1,000 watts. We go up to Victoria.
It's an hour, 10 minutes, hour 20 minutes.
Yeah. And we might be doing some other stuff too as well.
Is this digital or is this analog? Because I know that was the whole big thing, was going digital.
Well, we also are an FM. We do AM and FM.
Got it. Okay.
And the only AM station a couple of years ago that reached the top 10 of the 30 area stations total.
Yes.
And most of them is FM and most of them is like music,
Yes, of course.
you know, but they tune here because I give so much information.
Got it.
They have to want to be coming here. And our audience has increased, not just the prime is something like 35 to 55, 30, 35, 55, because those are people who are working, who have money,
Yes.
who can
Yeah.
participate with the advertisers,
Of course.
you know.
Yes.
But we got more young people listening now than ever before. We got more women listening. Sometimes women didn't track, but we have them.
How do you track it? Like, how is it that it's being-
Arbitrage Nielsen,
Oh, okay.
the
yes.
Raiders.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, they do it. Although they do it still here, kind of old fashioned. They use diaries, and they send you a couple bucks in a diary, and then you create, which is why you really have to have good branding, because people at the end of the day got to remember what they listen to, whatnot.
Yes.
In the bigger cities, they switch to electronic digital. You get a meter that you wear, and when you drive in the car, you change it. It registers every change you made, and where you go. But that's the huge markets.
Yeah.
So so that's how they rate it. And my show reached number 7 of the 30 radio stations during that hour slot from 6 to 10.
National
No,
Regional.
in our market.
in our market.
In our market. And we're, of all radio station markets, we're, let's say there's 300, we might be 115, one something in terms of market and market size of 300 stations. So
That's really great.
it's how would I say, a classroom.
Time to educate. I love it. Education.
And we are back with Open Lines Friday. Never know who might drop in. James Maddalone, very interesting individual to say the least. Go ahead, James.
I appreciate that, Bob. You know, one of the things that so most people don't know, but I'm a general contractor developer. I'm a carpenter by trade. My dad was a builder. I grew up in the trades. I grew up literally helping my father and my brothers doing projects around the homes and the neighbors' homes, and I never thought that I would do this as a profession. But my wife and I, like I said, I got married at the age of 20, and we bought our first house at the age of 20, which was very interesting. That was back in 2002, and so we renovated it. We did all sorts of work to it. I got brothers from the church to come and help me, and we wound up selling that house and made a substantial amount of profit. And then I was still working though at the time. I wasn't full time doing renovations. It wasn't for a few years later that I wound up actually going full time and apprenticing as a carpenter's helper for a brother from the church. His name's Bob Crounce. And so he spent a lot of time shepherding me and teaching me and instructing me and demonstrating how I should do the trades and how to do the trades properly. And so I eventually went out on my own and built a remodeling company. In that process, transitioned down to Corpus Christi. We were ready to get out of New York. Everyone says, "Why Corpus Christi?" And
why?
And I said, "Why are you asking that question? Don't you realize what you have here? You're a city on the bay." And you're coming from New York, upstate New York, Albany, Schenectady, Troy, that area, and when you can move down to a coastal town for pennies on the dollar, considering what it's like, East Coast, West Coast could be on the water. I liken Corpus Christi as a big town where we're usually one person. If I just ask you, Bob, hey, well, you're not a good example, but if I ask an average person, hey, do you know so and so? Usually within like one to two people, we have a connection point. Like we're all very well connected here in this city, and I love that. We've been here since 2011, and so we built a remodeling company that hit national ranks of top 500s. The top 500 remodeling company. We hit a big 50, one of the biggest remodeling companies in the nation. We made 40 under 40. In my industry as a remodeler builder. And so made all sorts of accolades, and but I sold that business so I could pursue my calling about almost 2 years ago. And I've got other businesses as well. One of them is Maddalone Development. One of the notable projects that we had done is the London Square Plaza. My wife and I built that, designed it, built it out in London ISD. If you guys have been there and if you appreciate the design, we're grateful. And so we've built the New Life Church, the new tent structure in Flower Bluff. We've built some large retreat centers. So we've built a number of things and remodeled thousands of homes here in Corpus Christi. And so, but my passion really is I'm a preacher, and I've had that calling since I was young. And now with our Kingdom Heirs Foundation, I've been to Zambia just in September, where we held an 80,000 person crusade. We had 50,000 decisions for Jesus Christ at that crusade, and countless miracles, including blind eyes opening and deaf ears opening right before our eyes, just by asking Jesus to heal them. Just by asking. We simply, as no dog and pony show. It was a simple, please, Jesus, have mercy.
Well, you know what the problem is? The fields are white, but the labors are few.
That's right.
Who will go? Who can I send?
Here I am. Send me.
Yeah, but that's
Put
you.
me in,
But you know
coach.
how many people say no?
Of course not.
You'd
It's too
be
dangerous.
surprised at all the pastors. And I've traveled and done missionary
Yes.
work. I've been to Europe, which is almost godless.
Yes, it is. It's a dark nation now.
Yeah. I've been to Europe. I've been to the Caribbean, in Martinique, preaching. I've been to Africa twice, a couple of places in Africa, mainly Liberia.
Yeah.
I've been to, like I said, Islamic Republic of Pakistan, even Israel.
Yes.
And the bottom line is, when you ask men and other pastors, we're to go, it won't cost you nothing, because you go in twos at least,
Yes.
they go, I don't know, I got to pray about it.
What
Well,
you
wait
got
a
to pray
minute,
about?
you do stuff every day and don't pray about
What you got to
it.
pray about? It's an adventure of a lifetime.
If it's for God, they got to pray about it.
I heard that. Well,
Or that's your calling, or that's
your calling.
No, whosoever. But it's for. So now, before we got about 6 minutes before we go to our next break. You got your book open.
I
Is
do.
there something you wanted to say about the season or something, or what?
this morning when I was sharing at the meeting in Pakistan, which is very, it's what a privilege it was to see these hungry, joyful people ready to receive and listen to what I had to say. And I had prepared a message. I prepared a message, and then like I'm sure you've had this. You've ministered plenty of times.
Change up.
As soon as you start looking at your notes, you're like, this is all wrong. You're like, wait a minute, what are you doing? And
Spirit anointed preaching. You can't be afraid to step away from your notes.
yeah, and that's exactly what I did, and I opened up to this verse here. It's John chapter 6. Verse 51, it says, I am the living bread that comes down from heaven. Whoever eats this bread will live forever. This is the bread, my flesh, which I give to you, the life I give for the life of the world. And it's just reminding Jesus, saying this is my flesh, and we're talking about the body. We're talking about the body of Christ and being in Corpus Christi and what significance it is that, when we take part in Christ Jesus, when we take his words are living bread. He goes on to say that the manna that came down in the wilderness for the Hebrews, who had just left Egypt. He says, that manna, he goes, I am that manna. I am that living bread. I will sustain you. When we take his teachings and we make it our nourishment, and we live off every word that proceeds from his mouth, we now are full. It fills us up, so much so that we are now ready to share that with others.
When you mentioned manna, the key to manna was it had to be fresh every day.
Daily. We couldn't take it and just stockpile it.
And if you did, it would go rot.
It would rot.
That's right. And then on other occasions, if you didn't take a lot, but it was a day of a holy day, then it would last.
Yes.
But the thing is, you have to have daily biblical reading.
Yes.
Daily, prayer. Daily.
Yeah.
And that's when people fall down, because the enemy don't take time off.
No, he doesn't.
And when this country started to take a step back from its founding roots, part of the structure of Western civilization is
Yes.
Judeo-Christian, Bible-based moralities, rules, governance, laws, etc.
Integrity.
Yeah, the enemy wants to take this, man, and they don't get it.
Yeah.
They really don't get it, but I think there has been pushback.
It's happening. COVID was the greatest thing that could have happened to our world. It wasn't just our city, our nation, it was the world, because it was the darkest time.
It was dark.
In our modern day. It was the
was
darkest
dark.
time. And when it was the darkest time, that is when people said, where is the truth? Who is the light? How do we get out of this darkness? And Jesus Christ shines bright like the lighthouse, and he shines through his people. And so that's you, that's me, that's Gloria, that's people who are listening. That's our the kingdom of God. It's the people that have God dwelling inside of them, and they bring God to every dark place.
And they do it more than one day a year.
Yes.
Even though people say, well, Christ wasn't really born on the 25th, and it was probably a couple months early, and it wasn't.
They get caught up in all this stuff that doesn't matter.
I'm almost like the apostle. He said, look, some people talk about Christ negatively.
Mm-hmm.
Some people talk about Christ positively. He said, hey, all I know is they all talking
They're
about
still
it.
talking about it. This is still the one.
And if that's the one day, then let it be the one day.
This is still the one tomb that is empty. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
still the one tomb that is empty.
Yeah, you got to get him down off that cross.
That's exactly right. He's alive. He
Yeah.
is alive.
Yeah.
So when is your next event?
Yeah, great question. So we just had the Thanksgiving festival, and you had us on the show last month. I'm grateful we heard Pastor Jansen Abraham of Harvest Tabernacle Church.
Right.
We did a collaboration with the Kingdom Heirs Foundation and Harvest Tabernacle, and we had over 5 different pastors join us, which was great. And so in that, we prayed for rain, Bob. You remember we said we were going to pray for rain.
Yeah.
And so we had government officials with us, and for 1 month we were telling people we're going to pray for rain. And would you believe it, Bob?
It's been raining ever
Would you
since.
believe it? It's been raining ever since. And not only just here in Corpus Christi, but also Lake Mathis and Choke Canyon. There's rain up there.
Okay.
When the people pray, when they humble themselves and they ask God for mercy, he heals them. He heals them, he hears them, and he restores the land.
I was saying on air, God must be mad at somebody. We don't want a hurricane, but there's no rain, and we're thinking the only way we get rain is a hurricane, and he ain't gave us none of that.
Yes.
He's mad at somebody.
It is, unless they turn from their wicked ways. He told the wisest man he told us the wisest man, King Solomon. He told Solomon, the wisest man, his wisdom came from God.
Right.
If the people will turn away from their wicked ways, then.
And I believe that is a divine principle, not just to Israel, but I believe that's to all mankind.
Yes, it is. Of course it is. It's in the Bible. The Bible's for all people.
Samuel, you're on with Jay's Maddalone and Gloria Jean, and I'm hanging around. What's up? It's going well. We got about 2 minutes to break. Go ahead.
Come on, Samuel.
Mm-hmm. That's Bible.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, sir. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Samuel.
it.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Open Line Friday.
That's my list.
Huh? You didn't send me a song.
What?
There is nothing from you. I don't even know. You never text me a song, not one. I even looked in spam.
It might be my phone because they keep telling me I don't have any storage, so they might not do my stuff.
Yeah, but that's an email.
I know.
I got a text that asked, did he say he was in Zambia? You were actually physically there.
Absolutely.
And he says, were you worried about being persecuted by the Muslims for teaching Christianity?
Great question.
Like I said, you can't go over there with fear.
Mm-mm.
Although it gets fearful.
Of course it does. Of course it does. No, no fear. No fear. And I'm headed there. I'll share them in March. I'm headed to do a crusade there in Pakistan in March.
Did you see you didn't send me none?
No.
You sending them now?
No, I'm going now to see what happened.
No, you need to go and figure out how to get me the songs. I got a clip I'm coming back with.
You see over there?
This is the music I select.
I'll try to pull them up during the break.
Okay.
I got one left, right? The pools. Artisan pools, right? All right, I might save that for 9 o'clock. I'm gonna do the giveaway at 9 o'clock as well, in that hour. Your people tired of looking yet?
Nope. Sometimes we just picked up another viewer, so that's good. Hey y'all, good to see you. We're here at the Bob Jones Show. We're here with Gloria Jones, the most important one, and then there's Bob. Where's Bob at? Yep, without Gloria, Bob wouldn't be here. I see that. Come on, let's be honest.
And we are on the air.
We are on air, 1440.
Did you get a picture yet, Will?
He's talking to his, what we call him, the producer? What's Will's position?
Okay, he's gonna take a picture through the light on a.
All right, good.
But this is my house, you can see.
I love your house. This is your second house. I've
My
been to your
flag,
other
my
house.
Constitution,
Another house.
you know, this was made by the prisoners at the county jail.
Come on, I love that.
The sheriff brought it open.
That's very cool.
It's crooked, but the
all right.
prisoners, they wasn't
okay.
skilled laborers.
Yeah, they're learning. They're learning their skill, learning their trade.
You trying to send them to me now?
No, I'm trying to find out what's wrong with it.
You ought to be trying to find out how to get me the songs, not what went wrong.
Well, I sent it to B. Malkin.
It should have been
You don't have them.
B. Malkin,
Bob Jones.
B. Jones at Malkin
Yeah,
Interactive.
yeah.
So go to the look and look under sent.
I am.
She says she sent me songs. Not one song is here. Uh-oh. All right. Too bad the people on thing can't hear it.
That's all right. They can hear us.
This is the Royal Chorale Society with Hallelujah Chorus from Handel's Messiah.
I love it.
I should have put some headsets up there.
They did.
Dun, 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 dun. They sound awesome.
Royal Corral.
We just had a meeting with the Texas Land Commission yesterday
You did?
to hold a spring break.
Her name is Dawn.
The lady and
Yeah.
Troy Alder, Scott Cross, Texas Land Commission. They
You know, it's going out over the air.
when
What you saying? The mics are up.
excellent. I love
So,
it.
so if you can say it, go ahead.
Yeah, so we just had a meeting with the Texas Land Commission yesterday.
We being,
Kingdom Heirs Foundation as well as Kingdom Acts.
okay, Don Buckingham is the land commissioner.
Yes, but he wasn't present. We were just
She.
lady. Yeah, we
Doctor,
Doctor
MD.
MD.
And what is it about?
We're just talking about the spring break coming up, and with all the students, they're going to be on the young adults going to be on the beaches, and we're wanting to hold a festival, music festival, and so that's one of our goals for March is to hold a music festival, Christian music festival
On the beach?
on the beach in Port A.
Well, there's a lot going on, and I had a meeting yesterday, talked with a young man. He was on the air. Flanagan brought him on, who is the chapter president of the new Turning Point USA Texas A&M University campus.
Right.
So they're doing a TP Turning Point USA
That's
chapter.
excellent.
They've already got the sponsor. They got permission. They're going to be doing the tables, you know, outside
Yes.
and whatnot. So it seems like they're emerging.
Yes. There's hunger in the youth. The young
That's
adults
right.
are hungry for truth.
And
They're hungry for
alternatives to that stuff, because the stuff that they were promoting was killing them.
It's all woke nonsense. Yes, absolutely. This is the time. I've been saying to people now, this is the time. If there's a
I have a question. Text came in.
go ahead.
Did you say you were in Zambia, and when you were over there, were you worried about being persecuted by the Muslims for teaching Christianity?
Yeah, great question. Yes, I was physically in Zambia. Most places I'm physically at. It's not until a newer thing where people are inviting me to be virtually ministering, speaking. But yes, I was physically there in Zambia. We had over 300 churches united in the Malfiria city, just close to Kitwe, near Nadola. We had 300 churches unified and to preach the gospel. You know, if you can find one thing that will bring churches together, it should be preaching the good news of Jesus Christ.
Should be.
It should be. And here that's very difficult because each church wants to protect their brand. And so they don't want to unify because then it divides their brand. And I'm just speaking plainly here. And where I've seen the body of Christ unified, coming together, meaning the different houses of worship, is at the pregnancy center, which is awesome because it's life. They'll unify under the life, preserving life in the womb, which I was taught as a young boy, joining my mother at the Right to Life marches and picketing the Planned Parenthoods in upstate New York. This is what we do, son. We pray and we stand against something, but we stand for something. We stand for life. And so, no, I didn't feel threatened at all. I felt, we knew we had protocols. Obviously, we had security protocols all in place. We did have security. It was run very, very well. But in that, over 4 days, we had 80,000 people coming together. We saw an entire city coming to Christ. It was powerful.
Amazing.
Powerful. And so that entire region will never be the same. And the reason being is that the churches came together. And this was not one denomination. This was the Lutherans coming with the Methodists. This was the Holiness coming together with the Pentecostals. It was like everybody, the full Gospels, everybody was coming together. And for many, many years, people have said, and I believe it's going to start to change now, is that let's divide and conquer. They say, let's divide and we'll conquer. So I'll handle my neighborhood. We'll have my neighborhood church here, and I'll cover this. And pastor, hey, you cover your neighborhood and you'll have that area. So we'll divide the area and then we'll conquer it. But the Holy Spirit just revealed to me in the past couple months, really, is that no, you are divided and so you are conquered. because there's no unity.
That's
There's
right.
division.
It's all about unity.
And the only thing that will not prevail against the church is the unified church.
You know, Dr. John was talking about unity this morning.
Yeah.
That was part of his thing, even about how the body has to operate in a unified form
One.
to
Yes.
survive.
Right.
This gland and that thing and this thing and this thing
Yes.
is all dependent on being united in completing its function.
One city, one church is not going to save a city. One great marketing strategy is not going to reach every single household with the good news message. It's just not going to happen. It's not designed to happen that way. Jesus is coming back for his church, not his churches. There's no
One bride.
one
That's
bride.
right.
It's not brides, right? And so what we saw that's happening is people are hungry for unity. And where does that start? Because obviously, you can't ever get them people back together. No, it starts with you. It starts with me. And together, we lock arms and we move forward. And that is what sets the captives free. That is what opens up people's hearts and people's minds to the good news message.
I'm supposed to say right here, come on.
Come on. Come on. That's it. Come on. And so that's one thing that we saw. You know, we're on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're holding a soccer gala in Mumbai City, Uganda. My Uganda brothers will probably be celebrating the fact that, because we're live streaming also on our YouTube channel. It's Kingdom Heirs Foundation. Kingdom Heirs Co. is our YouTube channel.
Yeah, how many people you got up this early?
I don't know, but we got over 65,000 subscribers that on our channel, and so we're growing. We have a lot of different content. A lot of our Kingdom Leaders groups, our live stream, they're on there. Our different crusades have been live stream. Healings, miracles are actually no fiddling, no nonsense. I am a realist. I'm not a sensationalist. So you'll see real things happening in front of your eyes. And so I invite people to go and look. If you're a skeptic like me, I've been a skeptic. I was raised a skeptic. I'm from upstate New York. We were always taught, you don't believe half of what you read. You don't believe what people tell you. You just believe the proof is in the pudding. You taste it. You see if it's real or not. That's how we were raised. And so unfortunately, I took some of that into the church, growing up, in my young faith. I said, well, I don't really believe that, but I want to believe it. If I see it, I'll believe it. I'm very much a realist like that. And so I take that reality approach in my faith walk also. But we're holding a soccer tournament in Uganda, and that happened by some brothers had joined. A single brother, Jonah, had joined us in Zambia. He traveled from Uganda to Zambia to help us put on this crusade because he wanted a piece of that excitement. He wanted a piece of just being part of unity amongst nations.
Well, here's my question. How many local people do you have that work with you? I know Brother Jansen,
Yes.
as you referred to him, allowed you to have that event at his church,
Yes.
and you really not looking to do it in any one place.
No, we really don't. We really want to unify
The churches to work together.
Yeah, and it's not just the giant churches who have the big budget. I felt like the Lord was saying, no, go to the small churches that are just hungry. You can go to the mid-sized, large churches as well, but it's people who are hungry to work together because together we will see the kingdom of God prospering in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Yeah, well, a lot of the little ones, they're afraid that if they lose any membership to another church or whatnot, but
Yeah, because they don't have a heart for evangelism. What they're looking for is shifting people around from body to body. We're not all about that. What we're about is new people coming to Christ out of darkness into the light, and let's do it together.
Well said. James Maddalone, thanks for stopping by, man. We'll be back with more. In fact,
It's fired up.
Come on. I've got a Mannheim Steamroller Platinum Certified Christmas Celebration download for you, as well as story time with Gloria Jean and more. Your calls and comments are always welcome. This is KUIS, Corpus Christi, Texas. It's 9 o'clock. Stay with us. Town Hall News coming up. You, Gloria. He sent me nothing. All right, now, do you want that Mark Lowry live version of Mary, do you know?
Hey, I'm gonna take the picture real quick.
Those are my sent emails.
Bob, I'm gonna take the picture real quick.
Okay, all right, put your stuff back on.
Can you see around your hat?
Which way do you want me to move? Do what? Which way you want me to move?
Maybe you got it.
Got it.
It's done. You're good.
You got the sign and everything.
I got everything.
Okay, then.
Well done. Bob, that was fun.
Goes fast, don't it?
It does go too fast.
I know. That's why I'm trying to, because each one of your stories,
It's too long.
no, could take up a lot of time.
Oh, sure. Of
It ain't
course.
too long. They're interesting, but I was trying to cover as much ground as I could.
Well done.
Those
You did a
are
great
all
job.
sent emails. They all right there.
He had the whole thing planned. A quick Sapporo stop for a little treat.
Say hi to Gloria. Gloria, say hello.
What you didn't plan for?
Bob, say goodbye.
See y'all later. Take care. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Come on.